in tonight's headlines. The waste charging scheme is postponed yet again, this time to August, following public concerns. The Bar Association clears 38 members of professional misconduct over payments from a fund that helped anti-government protesters. And the drama group rejects allegations by the Arts Development Council and vows to hold its annual awards ceremony.
Back in July last year, the Environment Minister told lawmakers that the implementation of the municipal solid waste charging scheme that was scheduled to begin at the end of 2023 would be postponed to April 1st this year. Legislators were assured that there won't be a further delay. But this afternoon, Chen Wen pushed back the implementation date to August 1st, from when the public will have to dispose their rubbish in designated bags that they have to buy.
I noted many discussions and questions raised by various sectors of the community about waste charging. I believe it is just a responsible act for us to put more time into the education so that when we implement waste charging, it will be implemented successfully and smoothly.
Despite the suspension, government department and residential buildings chosen by the authorities will begin using the green bags from April 1st. Zhe hopes this will help iron out any problems and educate the public on the scheme. The decision was backed up by several political parties, including the New People's Party, which is led by the Executive Council convener.
The two-time delay of implementation reflects that the implementation problems are much larger than expected by the government initially. But the government's willingness to postpone implementation to 1st August also shows that the government is willing to listen to public opinion.
It hopes the authorities will continue to keep an open mind on the user pay scheme, which is aimed at reducing waste. Janice Low, Cable News.
The Bar Association has cleared 38 members of professional misconduct in relation to payments received from a fund linked to the 2019 anti-government protests. The association launched an investigation in mid-2022 after receiving complaints that the barristers had pocketed fees from the now-defunct 612 Humanitarian Relief Fund. Victor Dawes, who met the press after being re-elected to a third one-year term as Bar Association chairman, said the public may not fully understand the industry's rules regarding fees. But he said 4 barristers were issued letters of advice after failing to keep all necessary documentation.
They are in the form of chairman advice, which is a solemn procedure under our rules for me to warn them that although I do not see any, of course, dishonesty involved or criminal conduct or breach that would justify the case being referred to the Barrister Disciplinary Tribunal, they have committed technical breaches of our rules. And that ought to be taken very seriously. And I will make sure that I also speak to the 4 members personally, each of them, to ensure that they are not going to make this sort of mistakes again.
The Hong Kong Federation of Drama Societies has hit back at allegations made by the Arts Development Council, which scrapped a subsidy for the federation following a controversy over its awards ceremony last year. Political cartoonist Dun Zi and producer Bao Choi were invited to present awards during its 31st annual ceremony last June. The council alleged that the pair were chosen to catch the media's attention. The federation disputed claims that Dun Zi and Bao were not art professionals. It said award presenters are chosen based on their achievements in the industry. But in the previous 30 years, Presenters outside the industry were also invited in keeping with the theme of the show. The Federation stressed that it has never deviated from the guidelines and it did not have to meet the council to plan the event or seek its approval. Federation President Fong Luk-tak demanded that the Arts Development Council retract its allegations. He pointed out that the authorities have never made clear what the red lines were, even though they were asked several times. But by taking away the subsidy, it proves that a red line does exist, Fong said. He added that this year's awards ceremony will go ahead, although the Leisure and Cultural Services Department will not be providing a venue. Janice Low, Cable News.
Nearly 7,900 people applied for bankruptcy last year, a 14% jump year-on-year and the highest since 2020. But statistics from the official receiver's office suggested that the figure was still 5% below the 10-year average, and a far cry from the record 27,000 applications in 2002. However, there may be cause for concern after the office received 566 requests to wind up companies in 2023, the most in 14 years. A 49-year-old fireman has died in the line of duty during a rescue operation near Disneyland. Grieving family, friends, and colleagues gathered outside North Lantau Hospital this afternoon on hearing the news. Yao Yilman, a 31-year veteran who was posted to Penny's Bay Fire Station, had responded to a call at around 11 a.m. to assist in a traffic accident. As firefighters tried to free a woman whose car flipped to his side after colliding with a coach, Yao suddenly collapsed at the scene and fell into a coma. He was rushed to hospital and was pronounced dead 3 hours later. The woman suffered neck injuries and was taken to Princess Margaret Hospital. As the Palestinian death toll in Israel's assault on Gaza rose to almost 25,000, there's been a setback on the diplomatic front. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he has told the United States that he opposes a Palestinian state. This is a blow to U.S. President Joe Biden, Israel's staunchest political and military backer, as it tries to destroy Hamas. Biden has been pushing for a two-state solution. Netanyahu's public rejection of a Palestinian state once the conflict with Hamas is over has further strained relations between the two allies. Biden is reported to be growing frustrated with Netanyahu's stance on Gaza, and some sources say the two leaders have not spoken in a month. The White House said the president believes a two-state solution will benefit the Palestinians and the Israelis.
This is not a new comment by Prime Minister Netanyahu. We obviously see it differently. We believe that the Palestinians have every right to live in an independent state with peace and security, and the president and his team is going to continue to work on that.
The Ministry of Industry and Information Technology says China has maintained its status as the world's top manufacturing hub for the 14th year in a row. At the end of last November, the number of large industrial enterprises rose to almost 485,000. Each of the firms had an annual business turnover of at least 20 million yuan. The total value-added industrial output in 2023 went up 4.6%.